G'day, it's Pete here, and I'm back for all the action from the World Bridge Championships. So here we are into the semi-finals here. We're at the halfway point of the semi-finals by the end of today. And I wanted to bring you a few hands here, a couple of interesting choices and decisions, and I wanted to try and break those down. And then there's also a hand which just had a really close decision, and I wanted to bring up lots of different tables and talk through what sort of implications there might actually be, and then we'll take a look at the results. So first of all, here we've got a hand here between Switzerland and USA 2. So here at this table, East open a diamond, West bid a spade with just their 4 count. They are favourable vulnerability. And now North bids 2 clubs, partner supports, and South bids 4 spades, and North bids 5 clubs. At the other table here, starts off relatively similar. East only bid 2 spades rather than 3 spades. South still bid 4 spades. And West got in there and bid 5 spades. Now, 5 spades isn't a bid that I would be typically, like, it doesn't jump out to me as something that I would really be considering. I almost never try bidding 5 over 5. Now here, the opponents aren't at the 5 level yet, but they're going to be. That 4 spade bid is a slam try trying to get to the 6 clubs or at least 5 clubs. Now, if they're going to be in 5 clubs, I wouldn't really be bidding 5 spades on this hand very often, but I wanted to look at what sort of considerations they might have. And one of the things here is there's a difference between bidding 5 spades immediately over 4 spades versus, say, like, let's waiting until they bid 5 clubs and then bidding 5 spades. So if the opponents are making a slam try, you can sort of consider, well, maybe I can get in the way and bid it, and now they don't know whether they should be bidding slam or not. So sometimes they'll be bidding bad slam. So that's one aspect here that might actually induce a 5 spade bid here where otherwise you wouldn't really be considering it, which is South is trying to look for a slam, and if you just get in the way and bid, now they have much less room to actually work out whether or not they should be doubling you or bidding on. And you might induce them to bid on some of the times. That's probably the main reason that I'm looking for, like, why they bid 5 spades here. But it worked out an absolute dream on this hand. So this layout is amazing. So here, this South hand's shown a short spade. You're missing the Queen and Jack of Spades. So similar to yesterday when I was talking about restricted choice, we can take the Ace of Spades, and when the Jack falls, now because of the bidding, we know that we should actually be finessing the Queen there in the North hand. But the Queen of Diamonds is on side, and you've only got 2 little hearts here. So here, they led the Queen of Diamonds, and they play a spade over to the Ace, and they finesse, and now they just draw the final trump. And now at this stage, the diamonds are all running, and then you're just going to really lose 2 tricks at the end. You could throw some hearts away here, but you don't have enough trumps to actually get all the tricks. But 5 spades doubled actually made here. Not something I'd be considering when you're bidding with your 4 count initially here. At the other table, they let 5 clubs actually play. And here on the whole hand, 5 clubs also plays pretty well. You've got 1 spade loser, you've got 1 diamond loser, you got no hearts. So here they led the King of Diamonds, another diamond, and they trumped. And now they just draw trumps, and they're going to be losing 1 spade from here, but they can deal with the rest. So 5 clubs made. So a double game swing, 15 imps to Switzerland here, but really interesting choice, just board number 2 of the semi-finals. So next I want to jump into another interesting board, but this time between Italy and Norway, and an interesting defensive measure here. So here, the auction went 1 club by West. 1 diamond here is a transfer to hearts, showing 4 or more hearts. West bid a spade, and then 1 no trump, 3 no trump. So what would you lead on this hand? And then similarly, pretty similar, well, like, they got to 3 no trumps. The auction wasn't quite similar, but a club, a heart, natural, 2 spades. Tuno was asking, they said, I've got only 5 clubs and 4 spades. They asked more information. And West said specifically they've got 4 spades, 1 heart, 3 diamonds, and 5 clubs. And now they bid into 3 no trumps. Now, does this change what you would lead on this hand? So here, Boyer chose to lead a spade. At the other table, they chose to actually lead a heart, East's suit that they've transferred to. So let's break down a couple of very small inferences that you've actually got on this. So here, West has shown an unbalanced hand, and East has shown hearts. Now, when West has shown an unbalanced hand and East hasn't really probed around to look for more information, hearts can definitely be the best suit that you want to attack. Whereas they probably have diamonds covered on this one. So here they chose to lead a heart. Whereas here, they chose to lead a spade, but you know dummy is coming down with a singleton heart here. What's the difference? Well, here, East actually found out their partner had a singleton heart and was still like, yep, 3 no trumps is a good spot to play. So when they highlight their shortage and they're still very, very comfortable playing in no trumps, then it often is a suggestion that that's maybe not the best suit to attack. And here, I would often look to maybe trying diamonds or spades, depending on which one you think is more likely to work. So here they led the 6 of spades. Now, Declarer won the Queen of Spades and now shifted to the Queen of Hearts. And for the similar reason here, Boyer actually just decided to duck the heart here. It looks like East is trying to set up their long heart suit, and here by ducking, you can actually try and cut their entries here. But at the other table, here, I'll actually open up all the cards because what East has isn't actually what you would typically expect here. They actually just have Jack 10 4th heart, and that was playing completely fine. So they here went heart lead to the king and a heart back, and Versace won and now decided to actually switch. And here he switched to a diamond, but very importantly, which diamond he switched to is the 10. This is called a surround play, where he's trying to surround the Jack of diamonds. So if you look at if you play different diamonds here, so imagine that you play a low diamond. Well, Declarer's got this 9 over here. What happens is you could go low, and if your partner doesn't want the 9 to win, they'd have to put up the queen, and now this Jack is a stopper here. Alternatively, if you tried something like the king of diamonds, this could just get ducked, and your side can't actually continue diamonds here without the 9 being relevant. But here, when you continue with the 10 of diamonds, if it goes Jack, Queen, Ace, if North ever gets on lead again, the 9 of diamonds can actually get finessed here. So the 10 is a surround play. It's sort of like they're finessing the 10 and they're setting up this finesse of the 9 of diamonds on the way back, sort of like trying to finesse 2 different sides here. Now, like the most common situation you would have it is if you had like Ace, Jack, 9 and dummy had the Queen, but this is just all just shifted down 1 card. Now, went 10 of diamonds to the Queen and Declarer just ducked, and another diamond, they won the king, and they continued a diamond, and here they used up East's only entry before they actually get to test clubs and see what actually happens here. So Declarer just leads the Jack of clubs, hoping they're 2-2, but when they show out, North-South already have 4 tricks, but they're going to get their Queen of clubs. Whereas on the other table, here, if you worked out what Declarer was doing, the play could have gone the same, but it's a bit strange that Declarer actually led the Queen of Hearts here. So to me, the Duck of the Heart made a lot of sense. But now Declarer just cashes the Ace of Clubs. They find out the news of the split there, and they've still got the Ace of Diamonds intact and can actually make 3 no trumps here because the club finesse is marked because the Ace of Diamonds entry hasn't been used up. But really interesting inferences here between when you know someone's got a shortage and they still bid it. Often this hand will have this suit much better covered than just Jack 10 4th. And then also the play of playing the Queen of Hearts straight away makes it really look like the heart suit is like what they're trying to set up and cutting the entries there. Anyway, the last hand that I wanted to show, but I'll show it lots of times, I want to highlight lots of different sequences between all kinds of matches. So here, USA versus USA in the seniors, the Diorsi Trophy here. We've got a hand basically where some of the tables end up in 2 hearts and some of the tables end up in 3 no trumps. Most of the tables ended up in 2 hearts rather than 3 no trumps here. But I wanted to break down some of the different inferences that could sway a decision like this, what sort of system agreements could make it. Now, here, both 3 no trumps and 4 hearts would make on this hand. The layout of the east-west cards is incredibly friendly. The ace of diamonds is on side. The hearts are 3-3. The king, queen of spades are on side. You can pick up the queen of clubs as well. So there's a lot to be working here. So at this table, it went a diamond, a heart, they bid a spade, and they came in with 2 clubs. So the North chose between a few options of 2 clubs, pass, and also 1 no trump. And I wanted to break down some of their choices. And also some Souths bid 3 hearts and some Souths bid 2 hearts. Now, the first thing that would sway whether you bid 3 hearts or 2 hearts on this 10 count here, one thing here is some different partnerships will have a different range for what you can do with 6 hearts immediately. So some people will play a diamond pass 2 hearts as like 3 to 7 points and a 6 card suit. And then if you bid like 1 heart, 2 hearts, you're in the sort of 8 to 10, 8 to 11 sort of range, the mildly invitational range. So that's the first thing that could actually sway the decision here. And then there's also what sort of system you're also playing. Are you playing standard? Are you playing 2 over 1? Are you playing precision bids? So here they bid to 3 no trump. Now at the other table, it went a diamond, a heart, a spade, 2 clubs, and they just bid 2 hearts. So I think this is one where the definition of what sort of range your 1 heart, 2 heart bid would actually sway it. Now here, North has 15 points. They've got like a pretty good hand here, but whenever you've got a misfit, often you want to try and keep it a little bit low. So that's one approach that we saw. Here in the USA versus Switzerland match in the Bermuda Bowl, North actually chose to pass. Another inference that you've got is lots of people will be playing support doubles, so you know you're not going to be finding out that partner's got a 6-3 heart fit. So if partner ever shows an unbalanced hand, it's likely you're actually going to be finding them with a singleton heart. Not a guarantee, but another inference which might push people to stay low. Here, when North passed, that's usually a sign to try and keep it a bit low. Here at the other table, again, they chose to bid 2 clubs and settled in 2 hearts. Here's a match from the women's, China versus Israel in the Venice Cup. And here, North-South are playing precision. They actually bid a diamond and then they followed it up with 1 no trump. And here, you'd be thinking, if your partner rebid 1 no trump, why aren't you bidding 4 hearts with the South hand or something a bit more excitable? So here, North's 1 no trump range, if they opened it immediately, would be 13 to 15 balanced. And now when it went a diamond, a heart, a spade, a no trump, to me this now sounds like, hey, I don't actually have a balanced hand. I've got like 13 to 15, maybe unbalanced. You could have like 11, 12, but that sort of hand would typically be passing over 1 spade, I would imagine. So here, I think South knows that they're running into a bit of a misfit here and opted to just bid 2 hearts. Whereas here, at the other table, they went for the 3 hearts approach. And whenever you get the 3 heart bid, you actually get to 3 no trumps. So a few different things that could sway a choice like this. And even without that, I think this is a very borderline choice. It's a good 10 count at South, but you know you're running into a misfit a lot of the times. So do you go high or not? So usually when you know you're running into a misfit, you'd often want to go low. There's an example of where it doesn't quite pan out. But some of the inferences that you could have is what's your range of bidding 2 hearts immediately might sway it. What's your opening structure? Does your partner show like an unbalanced hand? And if they're unbalanced, now you know you're likely running into a misfit as well. And to top that all off, you also know that they didn't make a support double as well. So I think 2 hearts is pretty reasonable. Didn't pan out today, but a few different options here I just wanted to highlight. So now to the results. So in the Bermuda Bowl, Norway versus Italy is really close. Just 4 imps in it. Norway up by 4, whereas Switzerland's up 45 imps over USA 2. In the women's, the Venice Cup, Israel is up 57 imps over China, whereas Norway is just up 2 imps over Turkey at the halfway mark. In the seniors, the Diorsi Trophy, Poland is up 24 imps over Denmark, and USA 1 is up 19 imps over USA 2. And in the Wuhan Cup, the mixed teams, USA 2 up 42 imps over Belgium, and France is up 54 imps over Romania. So some really, really close matches, some with some big leads, but there will be some good excitement tomorrow to see who makes the final of the World Championships. And if you like these recaps, a great way to support me is consider subscribing on YouTube. Completely free. Thanks all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.